Hey everybody, welcome in. It is another After Sunset Sunday. I'm Tammy, I'm the Siberian Wind, and if you are in the chat, please make sure you stop in and let me know. I see I've got Judy and Alex here. Thank you so much for already stopping in. I appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that like button either. That like button does tell YouTube that you guys are happy to be here, and it really helps my channel out a lot. I'm just looking at one thing that's, I had trouble logging into YouTube tonight, so I'm double checking to make sure I can see what I'm supposed to see. Okay, we're close. We're close. Hey, Cynthia, welcome in. Welcome in. All right. Hey, Shelby. Okay, I am at line 14 of 30, so we are almost there. We are almost there, Shelby. Almost. All right. Hey, Rena, welcome in. Glad you're here. Glad everybody's here. Thank you. Hey, Debbie, glad you're here as well. Tonight is book night. Okay, it is book night the whole way. I have a lot of books. Oh, good, Judy. I'm so glad to see you back here. She says she hears and sees me. Perfect. Shelby's been keeping herself busy sorting and organizing fabric today. That is good because I almost sent you the first half of it. And then I was like, well, you know what? I still have lines from these other lines that are going to be sent with it. So let me hold off just a hair. Hey, Susan, welcome in. Hey, Chloe. Oh my gosh, you guys are so fantastic. So fantastic. You're already showing up. It is just 8:01 here in my neck of the woods, and you guys are already here. So I'm so excited you're here. So thank you. The puppy is going to be around and moving around a bit. He's bringing me toys. He's hoping that I will give him back a toy he wants that I'm not going to give him tonight. Debbie says she loves books. Good. We are going to absolutely be getting into them in probably a minute or two. I've got 34 books that are linked tonight. I have a whole bunch that are not linked, but I have books that are linked. So this is one of the books I've got linked. Let me come back to that. Let me start with the books that I don't have linked. So the ones that I'm about to show you, or most of them are actually magazines, they are not linked anywhere. I don't have access to getting you copies of it. If you happen to get a copy, it is just because you got really, really lucky, or you happen to find it somewhere, okay? So the first of what I'm starting with is going to kind of explain what we're going to get to. So let me grab this stack, okay? This is the stack of things that you can't get, okay? So don't get mad at me. All of these, and we're going to go through them. All of these are magazine. Most of these are magazines. Some of them are little bitty books, but most of them are magazines. And the whole reason that these are on my bookshelf is because they contain one or more patterns that I want to do. So I like the cover of today's quilter. I've got at least 2 copies of today's quilter. But I always go in, what I do when I get a hold of a magazine is I go in and let me see if I can find the page. There we go. Okay, so I go in to the table of contents, okay? So I look at every single pattern and project that they have listed in this magazine. And I think the reason I actually got this one was for this fall themed quilt. It's got leaves. It's page 29, so we'll go flip to it real quick. Yeah, that's page 29. Okay, so this is page 34. This is the finished version of that quilt. So I picked it out for this pattern. Hey, Zaza, welcome in. So my magazine collection is very specific because it is one or more patterns that I saw and fell in love with and could not go without. Now, I believe these pattern pages, I don't know what these pattern pages go to. but there's pattern pages. So like printable pattern pages. And let me see if these are the same. Yeah, they're the same for a good portion. And because I stuffed them in here, they might go with this magazine, or they might not. Let's see. We're gonna see. We're gonna take a look and see. I don't see any. Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Okay, your gift with this magazine, and it's New York Beauty Foundation Paper Piecing Template Papers. Okay, so the whole reason that I got this magazine is for these papers. Okay, so Chloe says that that's something she would do. Yeah, absolutely. I really I pick out things because it appeals to me. I don't have a lot of or at the time I got this in 2016, that's how old this is. I did not have a lot of Halloween themed projects. I've actually done this. I did not realize, guys, that I was going to open this and go right to a project I actually did. And Mr. Siberian Wind actually has these table runners of mine that I made. One of them's out on the kitchen table right now. Literally right now. So I pick patterns. Hey, Brenda, welcome in. I pick magazines for specific reasons. Okay. Like I look for a specific pattern. Quilters World is another one. Debbie says she loves FPP. I do too. I do too. So I pick the magazines based off of one pattern or another. I do like this pattern here. It really is kind of got a calming feel to it, and I could totally see that in different colorways. But again, I go to the table of contents and I look at all of the pattern pictures that they have in the table of contents, and if something speaks to me, then I get the magazine. If it doesn't speak to me, then I don't worry about it. Quilters, this is another Quilters World, same thing. I love this cover quilt. The cover quilt really did sell me on this particular one. And again, I open to the table of contents and I start looking at the pictures of the quilts and see if anything speaks to me. Again, Quilters World. Okay, this one's Quilt Sampler. Hang on, we'll come back to it. Quilt Mania. This is one out of Australia, I believe. Quilt Mania is kind of a different kind of quilt magazine. It doesn't give you patterns as far as I'm aware. We're going to take a look. Page 68. Let's see if it does indeed give us patterns. Oh, it does. There's pattern pages in here. So I may have picked this one up again for the same reason as, something spoke to me. Okay, so this cover quilt may have actually been what I picked it up for, because I really do, that quilt speaks to me, just me personally. Quilt Sampler. This was a Free to Good Home. I remember this one, but it was Free to Good Home. And I don't do a lot of applique, but I kind of want to do a little bit more. Like I want to try my hand at it and see if I can get better at it to where I don't stop disliking applique so much. So I think that that's the whole reason I got this one. Yeah, there's some pretty quilts in here. Again, looking at the table of contents pictures, there's some gorgeous quilts in here. But again, it's that one. That is the one that piques my interest. Okay, so let me grab the rest of the quilt magazines, because this is Quilters World, McCall's Quilting, same thing. I look at that table of contents and I go looking to see what quilt I like. Now, I do like the way that they lay theirs out, because the images in the table of contents are much bigger, much more clear, so I can really see what I'm getting just at a glance. Zaza says she loves applique. You want to come do mine for me? I need to get over my dislike of applique. I really do. This one's Quick and Easy Quilt. Again, this one's Fonz and Porter, and this was, let me see, June and July of 2024. So this was fairly recent. Hey, Laura. Oh, you're running. That's okay. Weather-related migraine. I understand. We have had crazy wind all day, blowing everybody around. Hey, Nanette, welcome in. We have had just crazy weather, so I get it. I had a dizzy spell earlier thanks to the wind. So yeah, absolutely lurk as much as you need to. So yeah, I agree. Shelby, she's hoping Laura's migraine gets better soon. Yeah, absolutely. So again, look at the table of contents of a magazine. If there's not one or more that you absolutely love, pass on it. Hey, Linda, welcome in. So I do that with free to good home magazines as well. So when you go to quilt shows or you go to a quilt guild or you go to a retreat and they've got a free table, a lot of people will bring magazines that they are done with, that they don't want anymore. Hey, Joan, welcome in. How's my wrist? Oh, you just came over from Tiffany's. Good deal. So my wrist is still tender. I have it just in a Band-Aid. So you guys can't see all the goriness of it because it's still kind of pink and purple underneath there. It's very tender, like just even this little amount of tapping kind of tingles and hurts weird. But I will get there. I will get there. It's doing better than it was. I still am going to be wearing a brace on it frequently. I haven't needed the brace all day. I haven't been doing anything heavy with my wrist today. So I've been able to leave it out of the brace, which has been nice. But yeah, the brace is not going anywhere anytime soon. This project on this cover is the reason I picked up this magazine. I like the way that this is completely scrappy. However, all of these rings are darker than all of the other rings around it. And I do want to eventually do a project like that. Chloe says, good idea to look through books and magazines. It is. And I mean, it came up the other day. Ron, I think, was asking what magazine or what books I would recommend. So I figured I would pull out my books today. That's been the plan for a while, just pulling out my books. All right, so this is in my book bin for the moment. This is in my bookshelf. It's always a bit scary when you lose the security of the bandage braces. It is. I am worried about how we're gonna do. We've had rain the last couple of days. Backyard is flooded, and so is basement. Oh gosh, yeah. The weather pressure tends to give me migraines. Yeah, the barometric pressure is one of the things that I have to watch because if the barometric pressure is changing too fast, I will end up collapsing more frequently than I would normally. So Star Systems is a quilt I have done. It is completed. It is completely finished. I don't think I even made a mark in this book at all. No, I did not make a single mark in this book. Hey Pam, welcome in. So once Star Systems is quilted and I'm completely done, then this will go to free to good. This will go to new homes. Okay. I don't need to keep it because I've already done it. So I'm good with passing this along. And because it's a complete pattern, then I can do that and I'm not reselling it or anything like that. So that's a deal. Zaza gets migraines with thunder. A lot of people do. I don't. I kind of like the thunder and lightning, but I can't handle, I can handle the wind, but just today was really, really rough winds. Hey, Linda, welcome in. All right. So those are the magazines. You guys aren't probably going to be able to find them. You might be able to find them at the magazine website. Like if you go to Quilters World or Quiltmania or Fonz and Porter's Love of Quilting, if you go to their sites, you may be able to look at back issues or past issues. And that's a great idea. That's something that you can absolutely do. There's so many new patterns always getting published. So unless there's something specific, I don't bother going back to look for past issues if I don't already have it. Yes, digitally. Absolutely, Chloe. Absolutely. That's exactly the word I was thinking of. Oh, just not the migraine. I hear ya. Oh, and the dog that's terrified. Ah, that stinks, Laura. That definitely stinks. All right. So these books, these next few books, there's 4 of them. Let's see. Is that all 4? 4 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So apparently I have been to Quilt Week 4 times in Paducah. This is 2017. And what Paducah publishes, if you've never been to Paducah, is they actually give you the welcome, the maps of the show, the grand giveaway, what that is, general information about the show. Like they give you a whole listing about the merchant mall, where you can find the list of merchants, the special exhibits, and in this book is, hey Becky, she's listening in. She does frequently, but don't say anything. Oh, thank you. Thank you. She said she's glad I'm doing better. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. So throughout this book, they're going to have occasional pictures of award-winning quilts. Is that every quilt that is in the show? No, it is not. You don't get a picture of every quilt in the show that I'm aware of unless you buy that specifically, and I haven't bothered. I look at the ones I want to look at, and the book is more a souvenir for me, to prove that I was there. Like this is the vendor mall. I mean, it's massive. This is just one layer of it. That's the expo center. So I keep these just as a reminder. Thank you, Chloe. She's saying thumbs up for me. I appreciate it. All right, so I've got 2017, 2016, 2013, and 2015. Okay, so somehow they got out of order, but that's okay. Let me see if the one that I was bringing up the other day is in here real quick. We're gonna see. We got 2 hours. We got an hour and 45. So the what is it? The Santa's Loading Dock quilt was featured in 2013, I believe. Back when I thought I really knew what I was doing, when I really didn't. And I wanted to say that it did end up in here, but I don't know that a picture of it did. Maybe it didn't. But at any rate, yeah, I'm not seeing it. I'd have to sit and literally page through every page. But just to say, I keep all of these because it's a memory of when I was in Paducah, and it doesn't take up a lot of shelf space. So, I mean, they're fairly thin little magazine books. They don't take up a lot of space, but you have to be there to get them. At least that's my experience, is you have to be there to get them. Now this binder, this is my pattern binder, and I have some hand quilting templates on here. I've got some paper piecing as well that's stuffed in here. Hey Carrie, welcome in. So every one of my sleeve protectors here has a different pattern in it. Potentially a full magazine in it. Here's even cross stitch in here, an applique pattern. And I used to have a bigger binder, and I don't know where it went. Hey Candace, welcome in. Not sure how I popped up, but you're enjoying this? Ah, good deal. Thank you. I have a lot of quilting content, and somebody asked a week or 2 ago about a book for quilting, a book for somebody who's new to quilting. So I agreed that I would pull every book off my quilting bookshelf and go through everything that I have. So everything so far is things that you can't get, things that I have that I can't tell you how to get a hold of. I don't have any way to get a hold of. So like this American Patchwork and Quilting that I've got in here, this cover art quilt is the one that I got that pattern for. There is a pattern somewhere, and I have not seen it in any of what we've gone through yet. And any pattern that I pull out that has templates, I also put the templates into the binder. So have I checked this out in a while? No, really I haven't. I haven't bothered, but it's here anyway. Joan says that's her with the All Illinois Shop Hop magazines. Of course, you need it for the stamps from the stores, but I have it for the places in the shop hop for future reference. Yes, absolutely. And now this book, this is 50 Ways to Quilt Your Quilt. It is a little bitty pamphlet. It was published from the editors of American Patchwork and Quilting. And so they sent this out with one of their magazines. And it's got different little diagrams in here about how you can go about quilting your quilt. Different like block techniques or all over techniques as well are in here. So it goes through a lot of different options. And a book like this really comes in handy when you are quilting at your sit-down machine. So if you're quilting at your domestic machine and you are trying to figure out what kind of designs you might be able to do, I pull this book out because it gives me some ideas of things to try. And it just kind of gives me a starting point. And it doesn't require rulers. Am I good at any of it? Absolutely not. I need a lot of practice. But I keep something like this because it really is one of those all-in-one resources. So that is everything, quite literally everything that you guys can't get a hold of without just happening upon something, okay? Everything else I'm about to show you is available still in one way or another. Let me turn my fan on real quick. I'm going to roast tonight, and I'm not willing to roast. I've got that little magazine and use it pretty often. I like the patterns for quilting. Yes. Yeah, that's exactly why I hang on to it. It's a great 5-second reference versus pulling out one of my bigger hitter quilting magazine or quilting books, which I do have some more now, but it's a great fill-in, so I don't have to do all the extra work. So for the magazines and books that I have that you guys can't find, I have 3 times that in the books that you guys can find. So in the description box below this video, there is a link to an Amazon wish list. For the love of everything that is holy, please do not buy me anything off that list. Buy it for yourself, but do not buy it for me because I already own it. I don't want to have to return it. I don't want to have to fool with it. I already own it. I don't need another copy, okay? So the first one up is going to be Dear Jane, okay? So Dear Jane is a sampler quilt. It was made by Jane Stickle in 1863. And so every little different block in the quilt is a different block. It is not just like a couple of blocks repeated. Every single block in her quilt was different. And then every triangle in the outer part of the quilt is also a different triangle. So in one of the guilds I was a member of, doing the Dear Jane quilt or having completed a Dear Jane quilt wasn't just a badge of honor. It was looked at as the ultimate be-all and end-all, and you can't do anything better than having done a Dear Jane quilt. Because if you can do a Dear Jane quilt, you can do anything else you put your mind to. Have I done my Dear Jane? No. I do have my fabrics. I thought it was in one of these bins, but I'm not seeing it off the top of my, like at the front and foremost part of the bin. But I do have my fabrics for my Dear Jane quilt, and I am going to be restarting it in January. So if you are interested in doing a Dear Jane quilt, there is a link in the description. It's on that Amazon list. Don't come at me. Mine is spiral bound. Hey, Katie, welcome in. I spiral bound mine so that I could flip it open. Aside from that front cover, I can flip it open and it lays absolutely flat. Candace says that she learned that there are templates for Dear Jane. Beware if you get one used. Yes, there are templates. My templates are, they are either with my rulers or I think they're with my fabric. I think they're with my fabric. EQ also has all of the Dear Jane templates as well, or all the Dear Jane blocks. So from EQ, you can print that all out, and I'm going to use EQ to help me along because I really got stuck. Like I got maybe the second block in and I got stuck, guys. You know me, I am doing too much at the same time to be able to focus on one project. And so I really got overwhelmed with Dear Jane, but I will get back to doing my Dear Jane, and I'm going to redo the 2 blocks I've done. I should have plenty of fabric to do it. And this is a picture of the whole Dear Jane quilt. If you get a project book like this, consider spiral binding it. I am missing one book that I didn't think about, and it's Celebrate with Quilts. If you go back to the Land That I Love series that I did with Kathy, I also spiral bound my Celebrate with Quilts book, and it is kind of along the same reasons of the Dear Jane. When you complete a Dear Jane, you have completed so many different patterns, and you have tested so many different skill sets that you may not have already had or that you have built through working on a Dear Jane quilt. So it's a lifetime achievement kind of quilt. And the Celebrate with Quilts book has multiple quilts in it that are both quick and easy that you can get done fairly simply, or you can make them as complicated as you like with different size blocks and different size pieces, and there's a lot of different ideas in it. And it's kind of like this. It was a book that I'll go back to again and again and again because the patterns are timeless and they are trustworthy. So as I said, it's quite an achievement doing a Dear Jane, a bit like doing one of the Millefiori EPP quilts. Yes, a lot of people start them but give up. Yeah, I kind of gave up. I still have my stuff. I wish I could. Oh, I do know where it is. All right, hang on. I see it. Yes. And yes, my templates are in here. Okay. So, my Dear Jane, I do have both of the templates that come with the book. My fabric choices, they're all in here, but my fabric choices is this quilt. So all of these pastels, I'm thinking like English cottage garden kind of feel to it. So like, I don't know why my camera's not focusing, guys. I apologize. But like English cottage colors is kind of where I'm going with that. And there's a lot of yellow in there. Okay, so I did get, let's see. I did this block, which is actually falling apart. My seam allowances here, I didn't get those turned under. So you actually see my edges fraying. And I was doing everything by hand. I thought you had to do a Dear Jane by hand. So that's what I was doing. So all of this is stitched by hand. Hey, Andrea, welcome in. This is another block that I did. Again, all stitched by hand. And you can see how poor my hand stitching skills are. And how long ago this must have been just because of how frayed the fabrics have become. So I will be redoing those blocks as well as doing all of the others in the Dear Jane. And my background for the Dear Jane is going to be gray. And I do still have that in here. So yeah, we will do it. It seems there are 2 locations, best that I can figure it out. Tried to lower, where the side of the paint is coming from. Gotcha. That makes sense. Well, at least you're narrowing it down. That's good news. Oh, you're fine, Janet. You're fine. Oh, hang on. Let me put this box back up so the puppy does not steal anything out of it. If I can. There we go. All right. That box is back up. Sorry for you guys seeing my backside. No worries about being late. We are just getting into the books. I went through everything that I went through before is magazines that you can't get anywhere. Everything that I'm going through, starting with the Dear Jane, is in the Amazon wish list below this video. It is my bookshelf list. Please do not buy me anything off of this bookshelf list. I do not need it. I already own it. You guys are going to be seeing it here tonight. So please don't buy it for me. You will know that I officially already own it. Okay? All right, so Dear Jane is one. Let's do this one next. This one is another one that you can get as well. 50 little paper pieced blocks from Carol Doak. So if you've never seen this before, every little block in here, she's got them all laid out for you. She tells you how to use the book, how to use paper piecing, like how to walk through all of that. Not that I need that. But then she gives you all of the patterns for all of these super tiny blocks. And she tells you how much fabric you need for each one. She tells you the size of pieces that you need, all of that. This was bought for me at some point, and I don't know by whom. Susan says she owns that book. Perfect, perfect. But I like the fact that it has patriotic and it has seasonal different blocks, and they're all small. So if you want to make like super cute little table topper, like wall hanging size, like, okay. The box that I just put up, I should have kept it out for just another second. I've got some 5x8 or 6x8 little mini quilts, and they're not bound with regular binding. I just zigzag stitched around the edges. But I could actually pick a pattern out of each of these, out of this book, and make a seasonally appropriate or a month appropriate little 5x8 table hanging quilt for that. And I think that's maybe why I picked this, but I'm not sure. Debbie owns it too. Ah, fantastic. All right, so here's one. And Ron, if you're watching, or if you come back and watch the replay, this is one of the books I would recommend that you get. It is called The Quilter's Bible. You know what? Let me make my window for this just a little bit larger. There we go. Okay, so you guys can still see me, and I'm going to move me off to the side just a little bit. There we go. Hey, Debbie. She says she loves Carol Doak. She also has some free patterns on her way. She does. Okay, so The Quilter's Bible, this is by Linda Clements. And the reason that I like this is it is very comprehensive in everything that it goes into. So if I am looking for, I don't know, just a random technique, let's see what all we've got. We've got patchwork techniques, we've got applique techniques, we've got quilting techniques, and we've got finishing off techniques. So like hand piecing looks like it is on page 50. That's how far into the book we have to get there to hand piecing. Susan says she was gifted that book and have enjoyed it. This one right now, The Quilter's Bible, I like it. It's one of my favorites. So in the hand piecing, for example, it shows you exactly step by step what you need to do every bit of these processes, including if you're going to do hexes. And it's got English paper piecing. So there's all these different techniques, and it shows you exactly how to do them. And it is really comprehensive. So if you were a new quilter, I sure would love to own that book, y'all. I hear you, Katie. So guys, you can click the link. So if you go to the Amazon list that I've got in the description box, I am Mountain Time Zone, Candace. So I'm in Wyoming. So we're Mountain Time Zone, and it is currently 8:34. Sunday nights, I am on for 2 hours. I am on till 10 p.m. my time. Tuesday nights, I'm usually on for about an hour, hour and a half, depends on the night. There's been a few rare occasions I've gone longer than that. And then Friday nights, it's second and fourth Fridays right now. I've got Kathy and Alicia from My Hobby Home and Quilty Bird Piecing that join me for the Yuletide Sampler 2 quilt along. And we're usually on for about an hour, hour and a half. And then I have pop-up stitches, and sometimes those can run 2+ hours. Just depends. And then I do have some videos that are coming out once a week right now for the Nocturnal Soul Quilts along. I think I'm going to do something similar with some other quilting I'm going to do too. So thank you so much. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad to have a new friend. So glad to have you here. But yeah, so Quilter's Bible is, I have this because I recommend it. So if you are a brand new quilter, you've never quilted before, or you don't have a lot of quilting books on your shelf that tell you how to do different things, this is going to be fairly comprehensive, and it's going to be written in language. Yeah, lots to follow. It is lots to follow. It is, right? On Fridays at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. So that's 8 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, I'm the late night crew. I'm part of the late night crew. I am not an early bird by any means. Next week, we're going to have Sean over here. We've got a new project to show you guys. So you'll have to stay tuned. So, but yeah, this is the recommended book if you are new to quilting or you don't own a lot of quilting books and you want a good resource. What night? Okay, so the Mystery Quilt Along starts at 3 p.m. Mountain Time on October 15th. So Wednesday, 3 p.m. my time, so that would be 4 p.m. Central and 5 p.m. Eastern. That is the first cutting and sewing clue, and I will be in the chat. I will not be live. I will be watching it along with you guys, and hope I don't have any major hiccups. But it's 3 p.m. Mountain Time, and it just lasts however long it lasts. All right, so to go along with the Quilter's Bible, which tells you how to do everything quilting related, and it's basics. It's got all of the basics. Isn't the mystery quilt? Yep, 15th of each month. Yes, it is. That could be whatever day of the week it is. This time it's Wednesday. I think November it's a Friday. All right, so this is the next book that I have, Drafting for the Creative Quilter. So I like to design patterns. Good timing, because we're talking about my Reflections Mystery, which I designed. So this book gives you a lot of techniques about drafting your own patterns and how to make that successful for you. A lot of us do draft our patterns on graph paper if we are drawing it, ourselves. Some people are drawing, they're drawing on graph paper even with the compass and protractors. But it gives you techniques on how to achieve different processes. So how to do a New York Beauty, how to do a Winding Ways block. So, even tumbling blocks and mariner's compasses and different star type blocks, all of that, and how to draw it out and how to draft that so that you can then start working from that way, going to coloring it in and figuring out exactly how you want to do that. If you have a knack for drafting your patterns, or you have thought about designing your own patterns and you like to draw on graph paper, or you have that kind of mechanical, mathematical sense to you like I do, this is kind of my resource for how I got started with designing. So this is my compendium that I follow on how to do that. And that book is by Sally Collins. So that is also on that list, that Amazon list. It is an amazing reference guide. All right, so that's why I own that one. This one is Magnificent Spiral Mandala Quilt, and it is by Renee Merrill. Okay, I have actually taken Renee's class, and I have a quilt very similar to this that I started in her class. Yes, Andrea, same here. She says she starts on paper, then transfers it to a program. I actually, I start on paper, I stay on paper, I handwrite in, like I use Word, but I handwrite everything into the cutting instructions, and that's how I catch most of my problems. So I tend to forget a couple of different details when I start working on a pattern, and because I keep that process steady for myself and I have the same writing process for every pattern, then I catch the problems in that cleanup set. So I'm actually in the process of doing a cleanup right now on the pattern I want to release by Christmas. So that's where I go. That's where I go. So this book right here, this Spiral Mandalas book is, oh, I forgot it was even autographed. Woohoo! From back in April of 2016. So it's been a while. It's been a while. So I still have my little red value piece that she put in here, or that she gave us in class. But this shows you how to quite literally draw and draft everything that you need to be able to do to make just some amazing spiral quilts. And they're not that hard to do, but it's kind of like my temperature rings pattern. It is very much a process to get there. And so she has broken it down and walks you quite literally step through step on how to do this, how to break it open like it's a pizza pie, how to do all of these other design elements. All of that is in this book. So this is a technique book more than a pattern book. So, you know what? Let me grab one that I've already done. Okay. So, like, you go to Dear Jane. You go to a book like Dear Jane, and you get all of these patterns that are included. All of these blocks are included in the overall quilt, and they're included in the book. And that's great. And if you don't want to design anything, that's where I would stick. If you don't feel like you're creative, or you don't have that desire to be creative, stick within stuff that's already done. Absolutely. Hey, New Horizons, welcome in. DJ, right? Hey, Helen. Yes, the templates did come with the Dear Jane book. Yes, absolutely they did. Absolutely. Oh, very cool, Andrea. She says that her program that she uses figures the fabric requirements and all. She just has to write out the instructions. She's testing her own patterns currently so that she knows the pattern is correct. I am in various stages of several right now. Yes, absolutely. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, see, I remembered. I told you I might. So thank you, DJ. I appreciate that. All right, so Dear Jane is a pattern book. Okay. Magnificent Spiral Mandala Quilt is a technique book. Hey, Rita, welcome in. Paw prints. I love it. So I go for techniques as much as I do for patterns themselves. Okay. So let me adjust this stack back that way so that I can continue to stack up, because it's going to be a tall stack. I'm still grabbing at shoulder height, guys. All right. I don't know where I got this. I honestly don't. This might have been I might have picked this up at an estate sale. This 101 log cabin blocks. Guys, this book is linked in that Amazon wish list. But it gives you the basics of doing log cabins. Then quite literally, you have papers. You can copy the pages of the book to make all of the different log cabin block patterns. And it shows you log cabin blocks 17 through 32. So that was pattern 37 right there. So 37 is right here. Okay. So you can see a colored in version in the center of the book. And then, so like 69 is right there. It looks like kind of like a tulip. And then let's see. So let's go to page 69 or block 69. It's not on page 69. Let's see. So this tulip. So you have the 4 different block pieces that you need. You just have to copy them. And then you can paper piece them. Okay? So even if I didn't originally pick this book out, it is fantastic for going through all of that. Oh, yeah. DJ says that I am more than welcome to run any of their playlists. Love being creative. Got a whole bunch of stuff that I need to do on a live stream. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You can also do exclamation selfie, guys. If you've got a channel, promote yourself. I don't mind. Do exclamation selfie, and Nightbot should drop your link because Nightbot is working tonight. He wasn't earlier, but he is now. All right, so you guys know that I sew on Ricky. My sewing machine that I got right here is my Ricky sewing machine. It is Ricky Tim's edition. It is autographed, okay? My book is not. I have not yet gotten him to autograph it. I have not seen him in person with this book to autograph it. But this is Ricky Tim's Kaleidoscope Quilts. And it kind of like that spiral mandala quilt. It is very much a technique class. So you are learning how to create the kaleidoscope quilts that Ricky Timms makes. And he does strip piecing and hangs it off of a hanger. And you know, he shows you how to do it and then shows you what to cut and how to put it together. I mean, here's laying out the first couple of pieces. And then as you get more, you're going to start to see your effects come into place. And so this is a technique book, just like that Spiral Mandalas book is. It is very much a technique book, but it also has the ideas to give you. So I love this one right here. This is one of my favorites because it is offset, it is off-centered, it is asymmetrical in such a unique way for me. One of the other things he does in this book, so you've got this pattern up here. He shows you down here. Here's the one for this one. He shows you what the wedge actually would look like doing a breakdown. DJ says that they could really use the watch errors. Just got back into doing videos and live streams, and we just got the car fixed finally. I hear ya. I hear ya. I know how it is to be behind. I do. I will find a playlist later. But yeah, I completely hear you on that. But yeah, so this is the Kaleidoscope Quilts book. It's also a technique book. So that's why I have it. It's not about making an exact replica of anything in the book. It is about having the technique. Oh, good. Getting a different car. That's fantastic. All right. So this is the Twist and Turn Quilts book. It's a curved piecing projects book. I don't remember where I picked it up, but again, same thing. The whole reason that I have it is because it teaches you kind of how to do it. It teaches you terminology that you might need, and it teaches you how to do the different curved piecings. So if I wanted to add this like rotating flying geese, this kind of like infinity symbol kind of project thing going, then I would be able to do that either by using the papers in this book, or by drafting a new project. Okay, so this mostly teaches you the projects that are in the book, but you can always adapt projects that are in a book to be more what you need them to be. So this is also in that list. Let's see, Susan says she gets to sit and watch now. She sewed the binding on her quilted witch hat and on the second mug mat out of the spooky box. Oh, good. Very, very good. All right, so here's the first book. And granted, I didn't put any of these in order, okay? So just forget that any of these are in any kind of special order. They're not, okay? This book, the 256 Fat Quarter Quilt Blocks, I actually have this book because, Helen's excited for Sean to be here. Yes, so am I. So am I. I have this book to help when I teach, okay? Sometimes I will get brain stuck where I really don't have any ideas of something that might appeal to a classroom. Whether that's a classroom full of kids or a classroom full of adults, I sometimes I get stuck. I don't know where to even start. So what this does is this gives you quilt blocks that are easy to make out of fat quarters. So, if I look at my, let's say I go to the sewing lab and I'm looking for my 4-Hers a project. I could go look and see, okay, do we have enough fat quarters for each of them? Or can I make enough fat quarters for each of them? And if I can, then you know what? Simple project, just pull something out of this book and that's what we're going to make. I could also take this with me for the kids to look at and help me pick out something that they would enjoy. So I have this book for that reason. So I need a game starter. I need something to get me going and in some kind of way that reminds me why I enjoy teaching. This, if you are new to sewing, period, you have never sewn in your life, my Secret Sister Quilt Guild got me that book and a pack of 5 fat quarters. Oh, that's awesome, Susan. That is awesome. You know what? I might actually give one of these off to my Secret Santa this year. I don't know which one I'm going to give yet, but I might gift forward a book tonight or this season. Okay, so the Encyclopedia of Sewing Machine Techniques. It is as exhaustive as it can be for when it was written, and this was still fairly recent, so it's not like crazy old. I'm trying to see if I see a copyright date. And I am reading upside down, in case you're wondering. Yes, I do. I can. Sometimes I read better. It looks like 2007. Yeah, looks like 2007. So this is still fairly new of a book. Now, the cover of the book on Amazon is different, but it is the same book. It's by Nancy Bednar and Joanne Pugh-Gannon. So you've got different techniques. I mean, this is reverse applique or applique reverse. Then you've got shadow applique in here, which I love and I haven't done enough of lately. I really forgot about it. Battenberg contemporary lace making. Let's see, we've got couching, beads, and sequins. Y'all need to migrate to Greenland. You love the light show going on right now. I bet, Katie. If I thought I could see anything here, I would go outside to go see it. Cut work is in here. Embroidery, free motion embroidery, which is kind of like free motion quilting, but much more closed in. Basic entredo is in here. Corded, eyelid embroidery. So, I mean, if there is a sewing technique out there that is done on a sewing machine, you are probably going to find it in this book. Okay. When they call it an encyclopedia, they're not wrong, okay? And you don't necessarily have to know the names of everything. You could sit there and page through until you find something. Or if somebody says, well, this is that technique, you know what? I don't know what that is. Let me go look. And I can go look at the index at the back and go figure it out from there, okay? So the Encyclopedia of Sewing Machine Techniques is in the Amazon list. The cover is different. The interior of the book is the same. I did check it out to make sure. All right. This is an unusual book for me. Okay. This is the Ultimate Quilting and Patchwork Companion. This book is available still. This is much older. This has some 1970s and 80s fabrics in here. And, you know, older sewing techniques. But not to say that any of these are wrong, but it's different. It gives you just different things that I don't have in anything else. Like this is a hat pin cushion. That's what this is called. So this is a project. Square linen quilt is in here. Cathedral window needle case. So there's actual projects in here with pictures and descriptions telling you how to do each of these different projects. So this is, it's not my normal kind of book. It even has a dust cover. It's hardback. It's not my normal type of book. But I did pick it up at an estate sale where the lady had little papers. I have left them in there. I have not pulled them out yet. But when I need to go back for something, like I just need a different something out of the wall, out of the box, that's what I have something like this for. Hey, Kathy, welcome in. Glad you're here. All right. This is kind of standard for me. You guys saw the Dear Jane quilt. This is the Farmer's Wife sampler quilt. It is along the same lines as Dear Jane. It is a big sampler, 111 blocks. It's letters from 1920s farm wives and the 111 blocks they inspire. Andrea says she thinks she had that book before the flood. Which one, the Quilting and Patchwork or the Farmer's Wife? So each block of the Farmer's Wife comes with its own letter. So you could actually take a trip down memory lane with all of these farmers' wives, and you could be working on the blocks that go along with it. And they do give you piecing guidelines. So all of that is in here, as well as the cutting instructions. This one also includes a CD, a companion CD. And I'm assuming that that's going to print out templates for me, but I haven't tried it yet. It's still sealed. But, oh, the one before Farmer's Wife, so the Quilting and Patchwork. Okay, yeah. Andrea thinks she had this one before the flood. Okay. Oh, that's fine, Alex. She said she'll have to watch the replay later. Her new pain meds are making her really tired. I hear ya. Rena has that book. Her mother-in-law gave her that book for Christmas present over 30 years ago. Oh my gosh, yes. Judy says she has the Farmer's Wife book. I had Dear Jane, so I had to get the Farmer's Wife. Had to get it. Oh, Rena has the Quilter's Companion. Okay, gotcha. Nanette has the Farmer's Wife book, maybe? I love the Farmer's Wife. I really need to do it. As my puppy is chewing up a blankie. I just realized that. I was a teen in the late 60s and 70s. I graduated in the early 70s. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right, now this was a gift. This book, a Whip Up Mini Quilts. And the person who gave it to me is no longer in my life. That's okay. Things change. But I do still have everything still in the little envelope. Like I haven't even pulled the tape off of it. Oh, well, yeah, maybe I have opened it. But I have all the little patterns still. These books are on my book wish list. Yeah, so I've got it in the book list, Amazon list below. So if there's any of these books that you don't have, it gives you a link to Amazon where you can at least get the information about the book and then go from there to purchase it. Hey, Sheila, welcome in. So the Whip Up Mini Quilts book, the person who got it for me really likes art quilts. She really, really likes them. And where am I? Let's see. I went looking through them earlier. They, of course, give you techniques about how to put things together. But then they start giving you just drawings to help kind of inspire you. Okay, Nanette has a Farmer's Wife. Perfect for you, right? Perfect for you. but it gives you like miniature quilt. And these could be mug rugs, guys. This would be perfect little mug rugs or to go on your vanity table. Oh, this one's even supposed to be a map. Oh, how cute. And here's a little circus tent one. So they give you a lot of cute ideas for small little wall quilt pieces. Oh yeah, absolutely, Sheila. And then every book that I am showing too, as of right now, I love this one. I really want to do that one. Every book that I'm showing now is on the Amazon list at the bottom of the description box. Just don't buy the book for me. It's on my wish list, but don't buy it for me. I don't need it. I've already got it. That's why it's on that list. So like there's a lot of different techniques and different little ideas in this book. And even if the technique isn't perfect in this book, the idea is there. And among the other books that I have, this will get me into those other books. So I look up the technique I want to use and it gets me going back into that creative space. So when I get stuck and I can't figure out what I want to do, or I can't figure out how to do something, or I need a palette cleanser, something like this is a great palette cleanser. And it gets me back into, okay, I need to make one of these. Like I'm just going to choose a random pattern out of here that speaks to me. I'm going to make that. And I'm not going to work on anything else until this is done. Because it's a mini quilt, I can do it in one day. Or maybe two, if I've got fabric all over the place, whatever I do. But it gives me that option. I received a gift off my Amazon wish list today. I have no idea who sent it, but it is thimbles, needles, and templates for hand quilting. Oh, that's awesome, Andrea. She said, if anyone here is the guilty party, thank you. It was not me, but that's good. Congratulations. Hey, Jojo, no worries. There's replay. There's replay. This video stays on my live, okay? This video stays on my channel. The one from Friday, Andrea and Kathy both have it on their channels already. So you can go check out their channels to go watch it. Okay, so Simply Triangles is also kind of that palette cleanser. That's why I have this book. It says 11 deceptively easy quilts featuring stars, daisies, and pinwheels. And this is by Barbara Klein. This book gives you it absolutely breaks everything down. So yeah, you've got some extra piecing in some of these to make more detailed patterns. But some of these are fairly simple, would make fantastic, absolutely fantastic quilts of valor. You of course have to, square it out. You can't leave it as an octagon or hexagon or anything like that for a quilt of valor. But a quilt of valor, this could be the start. This could be the center panel, but stuff like this will give me a reason to get back into my sewing lab, my sewing studio, because I will see projects like this and I want to make it. And it's easy enough for a beginner, but then it's beautiful enough for someone who's been doing quilting as long as I have to re-inspire me with just how simple it is and how easy it is to put together. So I have this book for that reason. It is also that get me started, get me going, because I've kind of stalled out. That's what that book is for. We're going to skip that one for the moment. We're going to skip that one. All right. This one, I don't remember how I came across this one, but I had to get it. I have not used any of them yet, so I can't attest to anything, but it's 101 plus delightful iron-on quilt labels, customize and embellish with stitching, coloring, and painting. So if you are interested in coloring in your quilt label, you could iron them on to your your fabric that you're going to put in there, and then go in and color them in. Nanette says those are beautiful. All right, they are. All of these are so pretty. All of them are. Every pattern in these books are just stunning. They captivate me. And then everything on here is already reversed for ironing in place. So this little phrase says this quilt was made for cuddling. Jojo says she's going to look for that label book. Yes, it is in the Amazon wish list, guys. There's butterflies in here. There's mushroom with fairy on it. There's gems. There's an eagle. There's Home Sweet Home in cross stitch. There's 4 buy and date with a sewing machine. Like, there is a lot of really cool iron-on labels. And I do Baby's First Quilt. Like, I want to do them all. Like, I want to do everything with them. Have I used any of them? No. Not at all. It says that the transfers can be used several times, but will grow fainter with each use. The transferred ink will fade with washing, but will not entirely disappear. So you do want to, whatever design out of here, you do want to embroider or embellish it because it will wash out. I saw that on Amazon recently. I thought that was cool. I need to add that one to my wish list. I'm designing on Canva and sending the image to Spoonflower for printing on fabric. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do for some, for like some quick sew-in ones. But those are also really good too. All right, we're going to jump topics for just a hair, okay? This is on my quilting shelf, but it's because I came from the garment sewing world. How to use, adapt, and design sewing patterns. So if you have ever wondered, like if you've done any amount of garment sewing and you just cannot remember how to make the adjustments that you need to make for your body, whether that's increasing height or increasing bust size or hip size or something like that, this book does walk you through all kinds of adjustments, both for children's patterns and adult patterns. It shows you how to read patterns. So if you have not been in the garment sewing world for very long and you are new to garment sewing, this book is fantastic for showing you how to fix things that you might not have to fix normally, or you didn't know how to fix, or there's really not good online references for how to fix it for the way that you need to fix it. But that is in this book. That also being said, when it comes down to making my quilt coat, because I am still going to be making it, I've got to just start working on sewing to sew the lining to test it out. But based off of the lining, if I need to make adaptations to that pattern, this is the book I'm going to be pulling out to walk me through how to do what I need to do. So I'm going to look at myself wearing the lining. It is, Andrea. She says, that's an excellent book. I highly recommend it if you want to sew garments. Absolutely. It is beyond. It is just fantastic for giving you that refresher for either sewing patterns or for making alterations to your existing patterns. So I always do a mock-up of whatever I'm going to make for a garment, unless I know for a fact it's going to fit first time and I don't care. But everything else, I always make a mock-up and test it. And this is how I go back and fix it. Andrea says she used to do custom sewing and alterations when the kids were little. Yeah, I used to as well. All right, so here's another book. This one is this is a ruler work quilting idea book. I don't remember where I got it, but it was somewhere local. It was like maybe a yard sale or something like that. So this gives you, if you are new to quilting and you're new to ruler work, this book gives you literally a breakdown of how to achieve different design ideas with using rulers without having to break your thread or to completely disrupt all of your quilting. This book is going to give you that breakdown of how to put it all together. And it really gives you like a few different ideas. And so when you go to look at rulers for ruler work quilting, this can actually help you figure out what to buy and what rulers you really don't need, because you can do that same technique with a totally different ruler. Okay, so there's some rulers that you might want, and then there's some rulers that you're going to find you just really don't need because you just don't need it. So if you are new to ruler work quilting, or if you're considering ruler work quilting, this book is a good overall. Here's where you get started. Like, don't sugarcoat it. It's just how you get going with it. That one's from Amanda Murphy. I do have another quilting book we'll get in here in just a minute, or another ruler work quilting and free motion quilting. So we'll get there. The next, this book, guys, such an absolute lifesaver. If you are struggling with choosing colors, if color theory escapes you, if you do not know, should you put purple with blue in this particular quilt, or is that shade of green going to work with that shade of yellow in this quilt? This is the book that I go to. Oh, yay! Everybody's meeting everybody. That's awesome. The Quilters Color Scheme Bible. And it is Bible-sized. Okay? It's not super huge. It is kind of Bible-sized. But, guys, this book, I cannot tell you how many times I have read through the entirety of this book and then still been just, oh my gosh, mind blown every time. So it walks you through, shows you some beautiful quilts, beautiful colors choosing, and then it goes into how to choose your different colors. Now, there's a lot of reading in this book, and a lot of it is tiny reading. I apologize. I don't know if they make a large print version of this book or not. My page is stuck. There we go. Speaking of color, Quilt and Day has Kona color bolts on sale and free shipping. I wish I had money to buy. I love some Kona. I need some more Kona. But you've got your whole color wheel here, laying it all out. And then the book walks you through, quite literally, how to learn to choose colors and how to choose values. So literally, saturated colors. So how to choose, and it gives you sample options. It gives you sample options, and it groups them in groups of 3. All of these are 3-color quilts. Some of them are 2-color quilts. Now we're into some 4-color quilts. But now we're back to 3-color quilts. So there is so much color theory in here and how you can play with colors. And I know that it sounds like it's kind of boring, but it really is not boring at all. Okay. So if you are ever stuck on color schemes or how to choose your colors, yeah, absolutely. Nanette says she needs the book on color. Yes. Yeah, this book is fantastic. I've read it more than once, but it stays on my bookshelf because I need it. I definitely need it. Another technique book. This is very much technique, and if you are not into machine embroidery, you can zone out for a couple of minutes. This is machine embroidery on difficult materials. Okay? Everybody is accustomed to thinking of machine embroidery. And yes, the quilter's color scheme, yes, it is a very interesting book. Okay, so the machine embroidery on difficult materials. Everybody, when you think of machine embroidery, you think of having a t-shirt embroidered, and you, of course, have stabilizer behind it. You have something holding it in place. Or you embroider a quilt label, so it's on just flat cotton, and it's just not going to be stretched or going anywhere fancy. You go into all of these different things that you can embroider on, or you might think of embroidered towels. But if you've never done it before, towels can be a really sticky one to get into. This book, and it's by Deborah Jones, absolutely goes into all the different kinds of fabrics that you can, in fact, embroider on. And she tells you what needles to choose, what stabilizers to choose, how to tell what you're doing, what needles you need to use. Again, how to hoop the different materials, because that is frequently where people get stuck. They don't know how to hoop it. When you have unstable fabrics, what to do then? Like lightweight knits like polo shirts can be really hard to embroider on, and to have them look flawless like that is really a pro skill. She walks you through how to achieve that. And then a poplin with spandex on it. Have you ever imagined embroidering on that? Stretch knits, open bulky knits. So like a really big thick knit sweater. Have you ever thought of embroidering on that? If you have a machine that does embroidery. And most people haven't thought of it, or doing gauze. Gauze is really thin and hard to keep in one place. But it is possible to do embroidery on all of these different projects, or all of these different things. Corduroy, polyester and acetone, silk. Silk is hard to embroider on as well. Velvet is a pile fabric. Terry cloth, fleece, because everybody's getting fleece blankets and such. Faux fur, leather material, or actual leather, faux suede, vinyl, sheer fabrics. Okay, this is where this book came in handy. I have embroidered on organza before, and I don't know where. It's in here somewhere. Organza's in here somewhere, but I embroidered on the organza thanks to this book. So if you are getting into machine embroidery, or you were considering getting into machine embroidery, or you have someone in your family or your friends that is getting into machine embroidery, this might be the book that you might want to give them, because then they'll have everything that they need, so they don't get stuck not being able to embroider on something because they're scared of it. All right, I'm going to move my microphone a little bit. My stack is now almost as tall as my microphone. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. All right. Japanese quilt blocks to mix and match. There's two books that are along this lines. This book is actually the quilt blocks from Japanese quilts. So you have a compendium of the blocks that are in the book shown, and then you have a gallery of the different quilt blocks. So if you've ever wanted to kind of sample something out of the norm for the United States, or out of the norm for your local country, some of the Japanese techniques are interesting and different. Nanette makes embroidered lace. I love embroidered lace. I love it. Freestanding lace too. I love it all. I love it all. I haven't done much of it, but I need to get back into it. So all of the Japanese blocks that were in the compendium are also broken out with the construction as well as the cutting instruction, or the cutting information. So you've got a lot of different blocks listed in this book. Okay, so if you're interested in maybe trying something out of the norm, then maybe a book like this would help. Okay, so that's kind of why I have it, is because it's something different that I don't have in any other book. Like these colors, the technique is basically the same. You're still going to sew either by hand or by machine, but you might have a lot more partial seams. You might have a lot more curved seams. You might have a different applique technique to try. Oh, very cool. That's what Andrea says she's currently learning, and her templates were for. Oh, very cool. So yeah, Japanese quilt techniques or quilt blocks are definitely different than what we're accustomed to seeing here. And a lot of it does break down to the color. The colorway is also part of what makes it so different. So this is also along the same Japanese lines. This is Kokoro no Te. And it's Kumiko Sudo is the author. This is not quilting, but I fell in love with these balls, these thread balls. And there's a lot of different projects in this book where you are making something. They're doing all of it with hand stitching, none of it by machine. A little glasses case with a lot of 3D elements. Does that book show making a coat out of those blocks? The Japanese quilt blocks? Good question. I want to say yes. I want to say yes. Because I know when I got it, that was one of the things we were looking at. Oh, okay. It has kimono patterns, kimono blocks in it. So like there's more than one. There's more than two of these. There's a few others. This one's also a kimono as well. And then there's a mix and match kimono quilt. So it's a quilt made out of kimono shaped blocks, but not an actual coat itself. Is that what you're looking for? Because yeah, the kimono blocks are in here. And that was, I think, one of the reasons my friend wanted it. And I got it. And then now I kind of still have it. And I love it. But I haven't used it yet. I really need to get back into using it. Kokoro no Te does not have a coat either. But a lot of the 3D different elements that might be stitched onto other things or are used to make small little trinkets. There's so many 3D elements in this book that it's kind of a nice little, if you want to embellish something with something 3D, then this book has it in there. Not everything. There is a little kimono in here as well. My dad had a coat he brought back from Japan he loved that is tattered. Oh my gosh. A lot of kimonos are one piece of cloth, and that's kind of the hard part about remaking a kimono, is because we don't have fabric manufacturers here in the US that tend to make fabric the size that we would need for a kimono. So these little fabric and thread wrapped balls really struck my interest. So kind of like an ornament made out of your different thread scraps. You don't have to necessarily use scraps, but you could use scraps, and you can make different intricate quilt patterns onto the thread balls. So I do have this book primarily for that, but there are all the 3D elements in the Kokoro no Te book. It was called a happy coat. Oh, that's so sweet. Susan says that she made lace on her old Viking, laid one color thread in rows, and interlaced washaway stabilizer, sandwiched it, and sewed across the decorative stitches. It was fun. Yes. And like some of those techniques are covered in some of these books. I promise they are. All right. Now this was a project book. This is a project book called A Passion for Piecing from Claudia Clark Myers. The foundation papers for all of this I have somewhere else. They are not in this book anymore. I've already taken them out. But I do have plans to eventually make something with those foundation papers. So this one is all paper piecing. You do want to make sure that the papers are included with your book. It walks you through how to do some of the techniques. This does assume that you are not brand new to sewing or quilting. But then it goes through the different techniques, and it tells you which patterns you're going to need out of the pattern pages. So this one is a lot of paper piecing, but it is so worth it. So worth it. Passion for piecing. So that's on my book for that reason. Or that's on my shelf because I like that pattern. This book, this text it book, came with a quilt kit. I've already made the quilt, but I have not made anything else yet. This one came with this little eye sheep or one sheep block, and I went with ba instead of one sheep. Or maybe I didn't put anything on it. Maybe I didn't put anything on it. But this book comes with templates for different style letters. And all you have to do is trace it, applique, and you're ready to go. So this text it book has 7 different full-size alphabets. That's why I got it. I got this book for the alphabets. That's the whole reason I got this book. Okay. So again, it is in the description box in that link too. So yeah, if you are looking for like text based or something, which I surprisingly did not have anything text in any of my other books. Like none of my other books really had anything that would go over all of that. I'm going to turn my book stack around because it's starting to slide. There we go. So now you see the text it book up top. Okay. We're going to skip that book for a second. We're going to do this one. All right. Fussy Cut Mariner's Compass. This is also a project book. Or project. Yeah, this is a project book. So it walks you through how to put together a mariner's compass with, I believe, the papers involved, papers included. I may have the paper somewhere else on this book as well. I believe I do. But it shows you how to put together a mariner's compass that you have fussy cut so that you get exactly the pattern that you want. So, for example, oh, absolutely, Joan. Yes. She's going to see us Tuesday for the Sew and Tell giveaway. Oh, guys, tonight's the last night to do a raffle ticket. If you want to do a super chat raffle, tonight's the last night. I completely forgot. I should have reminded you guys. I'm sorry. But tonight's the last night for a raffle ticket. All right, so this fabric right here, you see how we've got these eye-looking pieces in here? That is because this has been fussy cut so that it lines up exactly where you want it to line up. That is a hard technique to do unless you know how to do it. And they give you guidelines on how to achieve that using templates for your pieces. Okay, so this is a good book if you are looking for a mariner's compass and you want it to follow exactly the way that you want, or you have good fabrics in mind, etc. All right, we are getting down there, guys. We are getting down there. All right, somebody asked if I had a Eleanor Burns book. I do. I have Irish Chain in a Day. This is not the same cover as the one that's available. How many books total do you have quilting-wise? 34. If we're not counting the ones that you guys can't purchase. If we're counting all the ones on the Amazon list, there's 34 books on the list. We're getting there. We're getting there. So this one is, guys, the printing in the entirety of the book is green. If that doesn't tell you that this book is old, I don't know what else does. This book, this version is copyright 1986. Okay. So I think this book is actually an original 1986 book. Oh, Nanette wants to do a Mariner's Compass. I want to do one too. I really do. Seattle Mariners won game 1 against the Blue Jays. Oh, congrats. Congrats. So yeah, I have a 1986 Irish chain. And hi to Nico. Hi to Nico. Okay. So now we're down to the last like 8, I think, something like that. I'm not counting exactly. All right, this book, Fine Machine Sewing. So I had that how to use and adapt sewing patterns. Yay, Jaja, you now have a raffle ticket for the Super Chat giveaway on Tuesday. Congratulations. Congratulations. All right, and this book is from Carol Laughlin Alls. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. This book is for, okay, the Irish Chain book is the first one that Nanette ever did. Hey, there you go. You got a second ticket. Woohoo. You're racking them up. You're racking them up. I don't mind. You are allowed to do that. So this book, if you are into heirloom sewing, or hey, yes, you did, you will have a lot of replay, Ron. The book that you need is probably, oh gosh, it's way down in the stack. I went through it a long time ago, but we'll pull it back out if I can remember to. Just remind me. We got 30 minutes. I should be able to get back there. All right, so everything in this book, this Fine Machine Sewing, is all about heirloom sewing. Whether that is blanket stitching, ribbon down, there you go. Jaja is racking up these tickets. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Guys, if you want a raffle ticket for Tuesday, you gotta enter. Tonight's the last night. The next one will not be until April. So after tonight, then you start tallying your raffle tickets up for April. If the Mariners win this series, they will make a Mariners compass in their colors with a baseball in the center. Oh, that's awesome. That would be fantastic. Okay. So if you've ever wondered about twin needle stitching, if you've ever wanted to know how to do entredot, you ever wanted to recreate something, this is the book for you. Okay? This really does go into all of those heirloom type sewing techniques, and shows you exactly how to break that down. Now, with that being said, my dog is being obnoxious. I'm sorry. With that being said, I am planning to do an heirloom quilt. So every quilt block will be kind of like a crazy quilt maybe, or I may choose a Japanese pattern. I might choose something modern. I don't know what I'm going to do. I have enough fabric and enough laces and trims to probably do 4 quilts, okay? So, but I will do at least one heirloom quilt that is based off of heirloom techniques and the fine machine sewing kind of techniques. So this book I loaned this out and I knew the lady and I knew she was good for bringing it back to me, but guys, I was sweating bullets the entire time she had it. So I absolutely love this. Ron says he gave up twin needles and bought a cover stitch machine. That's not the same. Not the same. Twin needles are for a lot more than just cover stitching. A lot more than that. All right, now for quilters, guys, this is an absolute reference. Okay, 501 rotary cut quilt blocks. They are researched, they are accurate. I have tried them. Okay. When I go to designing a quilt, yay! Susan, you have another raffle ticket. Perfect. Yay. Awesome, 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 you guys. All right, so when I go to design a quilt, there we go. Kathy is doing it too. Perfect. You guys are racking up your raffle tickets. I love it. I love it. It's perfect timing too. Perfect timing. So I go through and I look at the different patterns in this book. Everything in this book can be cut with a rotary cutter. You don't have to applicate anything. You don't have to fool with nothing extra. It is literally everything in here. I mean, come on, Snail's Trail is in here. This is Styles and Paths. Crazy amount of blocks. There's 501 of them in here. So you go from all the color diagrams to, all right, this is that first block that was in the color diagrams. This gives you a 5-inch finished, 6 1/4 inch finished, 7 1/2 inch finished, 8 3/4 inch finished, 10-inch finished, 12 1/2 inch finished. And it tells you out of your lights, light 1, light 2, medium, dark. You know, this one's light and dark. This one's light, medium, dark. This is light, medium, dark. It tells you what to cut for that size block. And they are fantastically accurate. I never have to question whether I'm going to get these results with this book. They are 100% every time I have done one of these blocks. It has come out exactly like the block said it should. So like this bird's nest. Guys, there's so much in this bird's nest. Like, I mean, look at that. There's so many pieces in that right there, okay? I don't have to worry. The raffle is, I am giving away 3 items on Tuesday. The Super Chat raffle is going to be for a bias tape maker machine. Oh, thank you, Katie. Bias tape maker machine and 2 different quilt blocks that I have put together. Hey, Maddie. I was doing good. It's doing good. So I've got 2 different blocks, and both of the blocks come with the patterns as well as any extra fabric. One is more of a quilt kit. So the top is already done. You just got to layer it and quilt it and bind it. The other one is a block, and you could make more blocks. You could make it a wall quilt. You could make it whatever you want to make it, but you have the extra fabric and the pattern to do that. And then the other item is the bias tape maker. So there will be 3 winners of the Super Chat raffle on Tuesday. So that's what everybody is entering for. I'm also giving away a quilt. That is going to be the Sew and Tell giveaway quilt. That is going to be also on Tuesday night. All the entries for that have already been coming in. So that's already closed. But Super Chat is the last one that anybody can enter right now. I will have some live giveaways that are for freebies. But they're not as big of items. Hey, Regina, welcome in. Carrie says that was the first book she bought. She has the Kindle version, but wanted the print version when I remember to order it. Yeah, the 501 rotary cut quilt blocks, guys, is the bomb. I've seen the quilt builder block card sets. I've heard some complaints that they don't come out right. The Celebrate with Quilts book, if you don't cut everything exactly right, your block might be a little tiny, or you don't sew like with a scant quarter. Your block might be a little shy of what it needs to be. Never had a single problem out of this book. This book is true tested perfection. I love this book. This is like my go-to book. So that is a key for a quilter. This is a new purchase. This is actually a birthday present that I received off of my list. And guys, any of these books that I'm showing, after the Dear Jane quilt book, so if you're starting over at the beginning and you're catching up, the Dear Jane quilt book is starting all of the books that you can get off of the list, off the Amazon wish list. Do not buy them for me, please. They are on my wish list. I do not want another copy of them. Buy them for yourselves. I'm going on to go on Michael's and find some minky fabric and fabric I want to make myself a blanket. Oh, perfect, Maddie. Yay. Okay. So this book, this was on my wish list, and this was given to me as a birthday present, Binding and Edge Finishing Guide. So in all of my other books, I have a lot of binding techniques and tricks, okay? They're all over the place. Like, I've got a lot of binding techniques. This book goes over binding basics, okay? It also goes over how to prep your binding. And it gives you a lot of different techniques. I haven't gone through the entirety of the book, but if you want your binding to have horizontal seams, like not horizontal seams, but horizontal stripes, it shows you how to do that. Yay! Hey, Wendy. Nope, you didn't miss it. There's a lot of replay, but you haven't missed it. You're still here. You're still here. Then it shows you the final splice and how to get that final section when you're doing your binding to line up correctly. So it gives you all of that. It gives you information about hanging sleeves as well. Then it gives you alternate endings. So this is prairie points that they've put on the outside edges. Doing some different stitching. Doing self-binding where you don't have a binding that shows. Having an envelope finish. So if you've ever heard that technique or heard of that technique, it is in this book. This is mitered cornered blankets. So, you don't have to do a whole lot of extra. So this book gives you a lot of that. It gives you techniques using rickrack and prairie points, and how to make those. Here's scalloped, it's kind of scalloped prairie points looking, but invisible faced bindings is in here. So a lot of different techniques. And then there's fancy finishes, where you've got the flange binding that everybody is doing right now. Like everybody's doing flange binding. So it tells you how to do that. It walks you through it on how to get it to look the way that you want it to do. Do it yourself bias tape, specialty fabrics, fur binding. Like all of that kind of thing, and deluxe techniques. So when you have like a hexagon shape or an octagon shape, etc., all of that is in there, as well as scalloped borders as well. Okay, so that is in the Binding and Edge Finishing Guide. It's a new to me book. I haven't had it long. Kathy says she's working on a Cotton Cuts Mystery. She's also working on a kit from Curling Ribbons Throw Quilt from Tulip Something I bought from Connecting Threads. Oh, very cool. Oh, good. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Wendy, tomorrow. Let's see. I need to get off of here. Gonna say goodnight. Absolutely, Andrea. Have a good night. Thank you for being here. All right. We are down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 6 left. Okay, 6 left. All right, this is also a new to me. This was a purchase for me book. This was off of my wish list. This is Free Motion Quilting with Angela Walters. So if you guys have not heard of Angela Walters, she is kind of one of the queens of teaching you free motion quilting. And she does it very well on YouTube. But I did want to actually own one of her books. So it gives you some walkthroughs about how she does her quilting techniques, and gives you ideas of where to start with, and then how to build on your skills. Okay, so because I haven't gotten into this book very much, I can't tell you much about it, other than that I really, really love a lot of what Angela Walters does as far as quilting, free motion quilting. Then she's got a design library in here. So just pages of design options about, the different ways you can build your designs. And again, it's all free motion. So everything that you learn out of a book like this, you can build on that and keep going further. Yes, she did write a book, Katie. Yes, she did. She did. We celebrated yesterday at my daughter's in Mississauga. I'm cooking a ham tomorrow. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Okay, so that's a new to me. This one's also new to me, but I had this one a little bit longer. I bought this one for myself. This one is called Turnabout Patchwork. So I'm going to show you the front cover to show you exactly what they're doing. So this is a traditional block. It is just half square triangles. And they've actually got a solid strip here. You could do this as a 9 patch, however you want to do it. They took and cut the block apart, just once vertically and once horizontally. And then they took and they flipped the blocks in their own little set. Like it's a disappearing block, but it's not a disappearing block in the fact that you move things around. This one is just a cut and rotate, and it gives you a much different look. This block looks nothing like that block except for the colors, okay? And that's what this cover quilt is. The whole book is showing you how to take and break things apart, break your block apart, cut, turn, twist, flip, swap. You can actually make a hunter's star doing this whole technique. I think they used 4 blocks to make the cut apart piece. I think it was a half square triangle, and they just cut it apart, and then they like put it all back together, and it was making a hunter star. And one of my friends who's done a hunter star said, "Oh, that's even less waste than what I did." So there's a lot of cool techniques that you can do. This one's called houndstooth. This one is striped fabric block. So taking striped fabric to take it apart and then make a different pattern out of it just from simply cutting up a block you just made. So this gives you kind of like an idea about how to take something traditional and turn it into something new. So let's say I'm tired of one of my books, or tired of one of my blocks in the 501 rotary cut quilt blocks. You know what I might do is I might take and cut it apart and turn things around and see what I can create. Yes, Susan says she likes the negative space on the cover quilt. I do too. It really kind of appealed to me. It gives you a lot of room for quilting. All right, this one, when I found it on Amazon, it is not available right now in its current format because it was listed as a magazine. That doesn't mean that it is not actually available. So please don't panic if you see it on Amazon, on the Amazon list below this video, and you cannot find it, okay? Or you can't find where to buy it. It might be available in a different format. I think it is available in a different format. I think I saw other possible book options, but I'm going to show you this one. This is the Ultimate Quilt Block Collection. Congratulations, we have 70 plus designs to try today, as opposed to our 501 and all of these other books that we have with all of these different blocks. The thing that I liked about this is some of these blocks are much more modern, like the origami box. You know, I don't know that I would see that in a different colorway, and I would see it the same way. And then here's origami box remixed, so different colors and a little bit different format. Square dance, that's a square and a square within a square and a square. So it's not that anything is just groundbreaking in this. However, it's more modern and it's much more different than half of the other blocks that I've made in the past. And it's not that it's anything hard to do. I mean, here's one that's paper piecing. Here's, this is just let's see, they're calling this one Crossroads. And then they even remixed Crossroads. So they colored it one way and then they colored it a different way. So a lot of this is a matter of helping me think outside of the box and figure out exactly what I might be able to do with a different idea. So if I look at, another block and I think I've fell in love with this right here. This right here. I mean, that's kind of crazy to me. I love stuff like that. But I think if you get stuck and you're looking for something new to try, this does give you some more modern takes on a lot of the older blocks, and it pushes the boundaries a little bit. It's not all rotary cutting. It's not all paper piecing. It's not all applique. It's a mixture. It's an absolute mixture. Wendy says that she ended up getting rid of a lot of her books and magazines that she knew she wouldn't be looking through, gave them to a quilty friend who will also pass them on to other quilters. See, exactly. The negative space does make for an appealing quilt, says Kathy. I agree. Now, on the flip side of the negative space is color wash. And this is a new bring home for me. It's not a new purchase. I did not buy it. It was a free at one of the quilt shows I went to. Color wash quilts have always kind of appealed to me. in that you are taking a fabric that you might not otherwise use and you are repurposing it for its color or its value. And a lot of the color wash quilts that they show in this book, and they do go through some techniques for how to pick it, because this one is a design and planning. Part 1 is design and planning. A lot of the things that you can do with fabrics that you might not otherwise think about using, it's just a matter of choosing your values. Okay, so as you see this quilt right here, for example, it is literally about choosing your values of your fabrics. And there's probably some fabrics in here I would absolutely despise and would not want to use, but because of the way that they're used in this quilt, it looks so stunning. And then there's some coloring pages in here, you know, so if you are wanting to kind of audition what you're thinking. I mean, like there's the visually stunning quilts as well. And then there's also quilts with secondary patterns and third patterns and fourth patterns and all of that going into it. So this quilt not only has the color wash of the light to dark in each of the diamonds, then we have the flying geese sitting on top of it, or the half square triangle, sorry, sitting on top of it. And then we have the striped border as well. It gives so much definition to the quilt and makes it such a different quilt from what we're seeing all the time. Susan says she has the original Design Wizard software on her older laptop. It's fun to change colors, and by doing that, change how the block looks. It is. It absolutely is. All right. So we're down to the last 2 books, and this is by no means done in any specific order, okay? This is another quilt labels book. This is 50 Nifty Iron-On Quilt Labels. So same concept as the other quilt label book. You should be able to iron on each one a couple or so times, and then you should embellish it. These have a lot more traditional designs than the other book. The other book is very, very modern, has a lot of modern takes on different things. This one is very traditional. So it's got a place for your date and who quilted it and who pieced it. And I mean, again, you color in or you thread, paint, embroidery, or whatever. This one's even a wedding cake on here. So for like a wedding quilt, here's a baby quilt label. And a lot of these labels seem to be larger than the labels in the other book that I showed earlier. Oh, this one's really cute. We've got a rotary cutter up here. That's awesome. But yeah, so just keep in mind that when you get a quilt label book, you'll be able to use a label 2 or 3 times unless you trace the design somewhere else. But I have this one. This one was a free to get home. They took the back off of it, so you can't resell it. That's how I know it was a free to get home. But I pick up stuff like that because, you know, I might want that. I don't use it very often, but I might. Okay, this book, I cannot tell you how long this was on my wish list. This was on my wish list for probably a good, 5+ years before I could ever afford to get it, and I think I had to buy it for myself. Stitch Magic, you might not use it in quilting, so I will preface it by that. You might not use it in quilting, but it goes along with that fine machine sewing, where you are doing different techniques to be able to create different textures. So this is a type of smocking up here. This is pin tucks down here. There's just so many different techniques that you can do. This is little medallions cut out of a fabric that won't fray, like a nylon fabric that won't fray. And they're sewn in place to create a textured effect. So the book goes through techniques of how you can do these different techniques. And then it goes through how to make, like this little piece right here just stands up. So it gives you ideas for making 3D items. This is literally, it looks like it's wool, and it's just twisted and turned to stand up. So it gives a 3D element to your quilt. This is a necklace that they've made using a similar technique. This is pleating. You can do pin tucks to also do a version of that, and pin tucks tend to lay a little bit closer to the fabric. But I wanted this book because when you combine 3D elements with heirloom techniques, you're going to get a very rich, luscious feel to a quilt. I mean, not saying you have to do a quilt with it. Not saying that at all. But you can. You absolutely can. You can add pin tucks to a bag you're making. This is actually quilting stitches, guys. They did free motion quilting as a design element to create 3D elements. So they actually did a tie with kind of like a button almost. They did hand big stitch quilting. They did free motion quilting and changing out thread colors. You can also couch thread in place. So they do give you a lot of different ideas to get started with. And it does give you some techniques for how to do some of the different projects in the book. So this is the last book, but not the last of everything. Let me go back. I'm going to pull that other book back up real quick. I said I would. Ron, are you still here? Let's see. Let me go back to the book that I said specifically for Ron. Oh. Okay. This is not it, but that's an important book too. Encyclopedia of Sewing Machine Techniques. Okay. And Quilter's Bible. Ron, if you are getting into quilting, go to the Amazon link below or in the description box of the video. This is the book you're looking for, the Quilter's Bible. That is going to give you a compendium of quilting techniques. So if you are new to quilting or newly getting into quilting, this is the book on the list. Okay. This is the first and foremost book that I recommend. If you are also new to quilting, the other book, if you are brand new to quilting or you do not have these on your shelf, the books that I would buy first before I bought anything else, this one. I would also buy the Quilter's Color Scheme Bible because you really need to understand color and you need to have a good grasp of color for your quilts. Let's see. What's the other one? Let's see. Those are all project books. They're not things that you would have to have. If you're new to sewing, it's the Encyclopedia of Sewing Machine Techniques. If you are new to quilting as well, you might consider the ruler work quilting ideas, but I would hold off on that. I would actually get the Angela Walters free motion quilting because you can do that without the rulers. Where is it? I know it's in here. If you are new to machine embroidery, get the machine embroidery on difficult materials. That is a must-have book that I would absolutely buy again. 501 rotary cut quilt blocks. If you are a quilter new to quilting and you need a resource to give you easy blocks that you can do without having to get a whole bunch of extra books to do blocks, and you can choose different sizes out of the blocks, this is the book to get. If you're looking at heirloom sewing, this is the book I recommend, that Fine Machine Sewing quilt book, or Fine Machine Sewing book. And okay, let's see. Here's that Angela Walters book. Let me show you one more time. The Free Motion Quilt, The Ultimate Guide to Free Motion Quilting. So if you are new to quilting and you are looking to quilt your quilt with free motion quilting, this is where I would start, is The Ultimate Guide to Free Motion Quilting by Angela Walters. Okay. I think that's pretty much it. because that's all 34 books in my thing. Yep, yep. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Was this a good list? Was this a good list of books? Or was this a horrible list of books? Or did I bore you? I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I told you I would pull every book off my shelf, and this is literally, aside from Letter Low Fashion book, that's the only book that I did not pull off of there. Angela Walters is an amazing free motion quilter. She is. She is. And the fact that there's a book out there now, yeah, fantastic. Nanette says she just bought a great book from Habitat for Humanity, The Art of Classic Quilt Making. I have not seen that. I have not seen that one yet. Jaja says, yes, for sure, good list. Yay! Thank you, Carrie. She says, great list of books, Tammy. Thank you. So, when I buy a book, when I put a book on my personal wish list that I want, it's for one of two reasons. It is either a reference book that's going to guide me through. Let me actually take this extra camera off real quick. There we go. And I'll move me back over. There we go. Okay. It's either a reference book that is going to be a guide that I can go back to over and over and over again. And it's not going to get old because it's going to be that resource that I can depend on. And so I choose books either for that reason, or I choose them because they are techniques. So like the Simply Triangles. Oh, actually, no, that was not really a technique. Hang on. Here we go. The Fussy Cut Mariner's Compass. It's a technique book. It is not a pattern book. It does not tell you, it does not give you a set pattern for making a single mariner's compass. It gives you a technique, a skill, it's that one up on Mario, like where you're getting that extra skill set going, because you've learned how to do a new technique that is more challenging than something that you already know how to do. Now, what that more challenging for me is could be very dramatically different from what it is for you. But as long as it's a technique that's going to challenge you, that's when I get a book. It's interesting because I have a lot of books, but I don't think I have any of those. There's a couple that I'll be looking to see if I can find on sale. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to leave that list there. But again, guys, don't buy me any of the books on the list because every book on the list is on my tables. I do occasionally buy stuff like this. This is a project starter book. Is this really easy for me to do? Absolutely. Absolutely easy. You know, I can do this in my sleep. Do I sometimes need to remember to do the easy stuff? Yes. Because sometimes I push myself and I get myself wound up and think that I need to do all the hard stuff because I'm capable of doing the hard stuff. But sometimes it is nice to have a palate cleanser. It's nice to have that chair to fall back into, so to speak, of something easy that will keep you grounded. Oh, thank you, Nanette. She says she loves the book. Tour is fantastic, very helpful. I hope so. I mean, like this, the Whip Up Mini Quilts. It's a palate cleanser. It gets me out of, I'm so sick of everything I'm working on, but I want a quick finish, but I want a challenging quick finish. Something like this. Farmer's Wife is not a quick finish. Neither is Dear Jane. Please don't ever think that these are quick finish books. But when you're looking for a sampler, you're looking for something big that will keep you entertained and keep you going for a length of time. Something like this is that kind of project. Oh, you're so welcome, Susan. She says, thank you for sharing all the books and information on them. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. All right. Well, guys, it is 10:04 my time. So it's just past my 10 o'clock. But that's okay. So Tuesday night is the giveaway. The quilt is finished, so you guys will get to see. Oh, very fantastic. Which ones did you order, Judy? I'm dying to know now. Wendy says she checked out Dear Jane on Amazon. Canada has over $100 including tax. Yeah. See if you can find it used, as long as it still has the templates in it. See if you can't find it used. Check your local library. See if they have it. See if somebody is selling it in a garage sale. If there's a quilting garage sale near you or something, check garage sales for it too. I sat on my Dear Jane book on my wish list for probably about a year and a half before it went on sale when I bought it, and I've had it. Oh gosh, I've had it years. Check Half Price Books. Yes, yeah. Check Half Price Books too. Yeah, check any site that you can. The Amazon list, guys, I just put that together because that was the easiest way to find everything so that everybody across the world could check it out. Because I didn't want anybody to say, well, I can't access that site because it's in the US only. Amazon is worldwide, so I figured you guys could actually see it. Oh, you bought the Angela Walters book. Yay! Guys, I don't love books that much. I'll say it that way. I do love books. Don't get me wrong, I do love books. But I have to have a purpose to the book. Contrary to the fabric stash sitting behind me, so don't look at that. Contrary to that, I am a very minimalist person by my nature. I do not want a lot of clutter. I don't want a lot of things I have to dust. If it were up to me, there would be no decorations because why? Because I have to dust that. I am very minimalistic. I wouldn't have things on my wall. I mean, I might have a couple things, but I wouldn't have half the stuff I do if it was just up to me because I'm very minimalistic. So when it comes to my book supply, my books have to have a purpose to them. They have to have some kind of something to them. The stack of books that I went through at the very beginning of tonight is all magazines and things that if I lost them, I would be okay. I would not cry over them because I don't need them. They're not staples for me. These 34 books that I've shown you that are starting with Dear Jane and on, these are the books that when I pack up my quilting room, I pack these specifically. I have to have these because these have made the cut through 9 moves. They've made the cut every single time. Aside from obviously the new purchases, they've made it through the cuts every single time because they are timeless and they have value to me. So that's why I hang on to them. Susan says, prayers that the pass will be clear tomorrow. Driving across to visit my girls. My youngest flew across the country to visit. Oh, good. I hope it is clear. Shelly's the opposite. She's definitely a maximalist, working on decluttering. I hear ya. Carrie says, since she doesn't have much shelf space, she's selective about what she has for the same reason. If there isn't a purpose, then I don't want it in my house. Yeah, that's kind of the thing with me. I actually have 2 full shelves on my bookshelf that are unused that Mr. Siberian Wind gets to decorate because, hey, Jacqueline, yes, I am doing pretty well tonight. So there's 2 full spaces that he gets to decorate because I haven't filled them up with books because I don't need books. I don't need a whole lot more. Let's see. Oh yeah, Jaja, right? Y'all, our airport is looking like an airport. I'll post a pic on community tab. I'm over the moon about it. Seeing so close to fish. Oh, good, Katie, good. Yes, new tires help, Susan. Absolutely. Judy says she's been working on decluttering about 2 books. See? Okay. So if we go by the Karen Brown version of decluttering, I have more space than I have for books, than I have need for books. But on my bookshelf, I also have my blocking boards. So if I knit or crochet or cross stitch, I can wet the piece and pin it in place on these blocking boards and know it's square. So I have that, and I have all of my AccuQuilt dies, and I have my machine manuals for all of my machines on my bookshelves. So that is in addition to these 34 plus the few magazines and such that I showed you. So I keep it very minimalist because I do have a lot of space, but I don't need to use a lot of space. In my sewing room, I actually don't buy some fabrics because I'm like, I don't have room for that. So sometimes I buy more than what I have room for, and I am super stressed right now because that's exactly where I'm at, is I have more fabric than I have room for. So I'm trying to get some projects out so that I can make new room and make new space. It's so stressful. Yeah, I hear you, Katie. She says she has lots and lots and lots of books. Most of them are hardbacks, with some being soft, since they don't have hardbacks for them. Yeah, a lot of mine. I've got two. Yeah, two hardbacks. That's it. Everything else is soft. No, or three. Maybe I have three. Yeah, I've got three hardbacks. Everything else is soft cover. Do you use EQ8? I do. And I do have the Dear Jane edition for EQ8. So when I start Dear Jane in January, I will be using EQ8 to print out my blocks, because I know my tendencies and I don't want to stop working on it. I still need to get back to my 365 quilt. So I've got a lot of big project quilts that I really need to work on. So those are kind of what I'm trying to get back towards being able to do and get them completely done. So, all right, well, guys, I need to get in bed. I need to go take meds and get in bed. It has been a long day, and I've got a long day tomorrow too. But I will see you all Tuesday night. Don't be late. Don't be late. I do have some freebies that I'm giving away. Not a lot of freebies, but I do have some. But if you've done the Super Chat raffles, if you got a Super Chat raffle ticket, or you have done the Sew and Tell, you want to be present to see what you won. Not saying that everybody will win. I can't promise anything, but the raffle tickets are in. Jacqueline says she used to have a lot of books because she loved to read, but after her house burned several years ago, I only keep what I really love and try to not to accumulate a lot of stuff I don't really need. Right? I hear you on that, Jacqueline. I hear you. So guys, if you do still want to enter the Super Chat, you can do a super thanks after the video ends, and that will still go into the Super Chat. I will shut that off at 3 p.m. Mountain Time. Actually, no, the whole day Tuesday. No Super Chats or Super Thanks will go towards that raffle. So you have to get it in by midnight Mountain Time on Monday night. So you still have a chance to do Super Thanks if you caught the video late. Absolutely, Judy. I hear you on that, on the declutter. Well, guys, if you have not petted some fabric tonight, which I haven't all day, go pet some fabric. Go put some needle and thread to the fabric and get some stitching in before you get in bed. Monday starts early, and it's going to be a long week. So make sure you get that happy in super early if you can. And I will see you guys Tuesday night.